What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good day. Welcome back to another stream. It is Mariano with 2020 Tech Official, back with another live stream for you guys. Hope everybody's doing good. Let's see, who do we have in the chat already? What's going on, Rick? Welcome back. El Bash, what's up? John Tremblay, what's going on? Alex, Chosen One, hello, good to see everybody again. Shuba, what's up? And 7 and 1, what's going on? And welcome back, Skydive, good to see you. Hope everybody's had a good last couple days. I've had a good last couple days as well. Was on vacation, so I apologize for the lack of stream. But to be honest, there was not much going on anyway, so it kind of made it easy to step away and take a couple days off. So, but we're back, and we're going to be back to the usual here. As long as something's happening, we're going to be talking about it. So, really what I wanted to do, and feel free, of course, to load up the comments with your questions that you have for me. But what I wanted to talk about was just the current price action, because I'm personally frustrated. I'm sure a lot of you are frustrated as well. And you probably have some questions about why is the price moving the way that it is across the board of crypto. And what I mean by that, Bitcoin at almost at all-time highs again. You know, we're getting back up there. Short term, it definitely is making new highs, but long term, it's almost back to the all-time high. And Dogecoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum, Cardano, a lot of these guys are lagging, especially the lower market cap ones. So I'm sure you have some questions, and I just figured we'd talk about that. Nothing too crazy for today. To be honest, nothing crazy in the market has happened over these last couple days. But feel free to, like I said, ask any questions you got. Yeah, I usually give about 5 minutes after the stream is scheduled for everybody to pile in. So just so you know, if you see it scheduled for like 6:45, I'll probably be talking at 6:50. That's usually the way I do it. What's up, Doge, Scotland, and Byron? What's going on, guys? Invu and Cedric, welcome back. So, all right, guys, let's go ahead and get right into it. So let's just kind of do a little bit of TA here. As you can see, this is where we kind of left off towards the end of last week. And I'm going to go to the daily here so we can see a little bit more of this chart. Let me know if the music's too loud as well. I can turn it down. Skydive usually is good about that. But this is where we left off towards the end of last week. As we were sitting right about here into this portion, this is what I drew out. This was my expectation. You get this move, kind of a cup and handle, and then a breakout. And this is what I was expecting to happen. We did ride this 200 EMA, and now we're in the breakout portion. And I think on Friday we were sitting somewhere around here, but this has been drawn since we were sitting around here. So glad to see this guess actually playing out. But overall, the whole concept here, guys, is we're bullish, right? We're not bearish here. We're bullish on Bitcoin, and we're expecting it to take off. And to be completely honest, we're going to very soon be zoomed into our chart and looking at this as a little move in the grand scheme of things as we move up above 100,000 into the 200s, 300s, 400s. So if you are a Bitcoin or Ethereum investor, I do strongly recommend that you have a position that you feel good about, because these prices here, the way that we're setting up, most likely will not last for very much longer. And I think it only makes sense to think about it that way. Now, as far as the altcoins are concerned, that's going to be a bit of a toss-up, because we know they're a little more volatile. There's more potential, but there's also a little bit less backing them. With Bitcoin, it is just obviously the widely accepted, most popular cryptocurrency. It's got first mover advantage, and we've got multiple countries now adopting it, even as legal tender, and everybody's talking about it. Bitcoin is the coin, all right? And Ethereum is still in second place, and it's going to be a hard spot to shake. Cardano had its brief moment there with the smart contract edition. Now it's on the same playing field as Solana and some of the others. But until Cardano gets its next update, which is going to enable that layer 2 portion of the system that will really let it do a whole bunch of transactions per second very, very cheap, Cardano is still lagging behind Ethereum 2. So it's really whoever gets to it first. ETH2 versus Cardano version, let's just say version 2. All right. And if I were to be a guessing man, I would say that Ethereum would get to ETH2 first. So like I said a couple days ago, my play was Ethereum leading up to the EIP, 1559 update. And then it was Cardano leading up to the smart contract update. And now it's Ethereum leading up to ETH2, and then it'll be Cardano leading up to Cardano's layer 2 solutions. And I think ETH2 will be coming before Q2 of next year, and then Cardano smart contract should be by the end of 2022. So you should be able to stagger your positions and move around cryptocurrencies like that. At this point, shifting out of Cardano, maybe diversifying into ETH, then once ETH2 comes and all that hype goes and we get like a 3 or 4x, then start shifting some more of that capital back out and those profits into Cardano and hope that it gets back towards $3, $4, $5, $6, whatever. That's my play. That's the way I see it playing out. But either way, then you get to some of these other coins, guys, and they are lagging really, really hard. Let's go ahead and pull up CoinMarketCap really quick, just so we can take a look, because some things have changed since the last time we looked at this, guys, and it is kind of crazy. All right. Now, as you know, SHIB had some crazy news. SHIB was sitting like 35th place, and then it moved down to like 40th market cap wise. Then a lot of stuff happened with Shiba Inu coin. Not my favorite coin. Everybody knows this. I don't really like the community, but that's besides the point. As an investment, this thing has done some stuff. So SHIB was sitting right about here at about 5,000 to 6,000 units, and then it got some hype with Elon Musk's dog Floki. He posted that. We saw a bit of a run up, and then Robinhood, we got a leaked conversation with a person in Robinhood, where Robinhood announced that they would be bringing a lot of other coins on board, including Shiba Inu. And when that got leaked, that's when the price really took off like a rocket and basically 6x'd from where it was. And we are still sitting up here. I don't think this is all the juice that was in the tank. I think we still could see a continuation. Even on the 30-minute time frame, this still looks pretty healthy. It hasn't dipped and really closed below the 200 EMA level. When you go to higher time frames, you can see though that we are a bit overextended, and we are forming this triangle here. Now this triangle is not clean, as you can see right here. If you were just to follow the real absolute bottoms, we're starting to get this curve as it starts to lose a little bit of steam. So technically, you could say that this triangle has failed a bit, because now, as you can see there, triangle, it's not straight. It is curved. So that's not usually what I want to see. I like to see some more definition. Anyway, if I were to guess, I think it would be healthy for this to break out the bottom side and then test one of these main levels and then do a bounce and continue. I don't think that SHIB is done. I think SHIB can go to 4 or 5 off this news, as long as it doesn't get proved to be like illegitimate or like fake. I could see SHIB going back to 3.5, maybe making a move to 4 or towards 5, probably max short term. But I think before that happens, we do need to see a pullback in a correction towards maybe even 2,500, or we could see another pullback to 2, and then a takeoff from there. So we'll see. But either way, my whole point in saying that was that the rankings on CoinMarketCap.com have shifted up pretty substantially. As you can see, Bitcoin still in first, of course. Now it's back at a $1 trillion market cap. Congrats to Bitcoin. Can we get some applause for that? Yeah. Congrats to Bitcoin for getting back to $1 trillion market cap. That's awesome. Ethereum now sitting where Bitcoin was not very long ago at about $500 million. Good stuff at 3,600 per. Then we've got Cardano in fourth. We're skipping Binance Coin. It doesn't really matter. Cardano in fourth at 71. XRP here in sixth at 53. And Solana right behind that at 44. And then we've got Polkadot as well, taking that top 10. And then USDC taking a spot, a filler spot, just like Tether and Binance Coin. And then we've got Dogecoin barely in the top 10 here, hanging on at 10th place, unfortunately. All right. And it's sitting at 30 billion. So the reason why that's a bit concerning, guys, is because if we look for Shiba Inu, I told you it was at 40th, like 35, and it moved down to 40. Now Shiba Inu is in 18th, and at the top of this run, when it was sitting at 3,500 per before the pullback, SHIB was in 12th place, guys. Shiba Inu was only 2 spots on CoinMarketCap behind Dogecoin, being a meme coin. Now, it's not completely useless anymore like it was. It's tied to a decentralized exchange, and ShibaSwap is actually pretty decent. I don't know if you've used it, but I liked it. That being said, the coin itself, other than representing ShibaSwap, I mean, it's not really a retail-focused coin like Doge, yet it just came right here, right under Uniswap, which has been established for who knows how long, and almost overtook that. So, I mean, that's a pretty big deal. And all that does is make me a little disappointed in Dogecoin. Now, I'm not going to be a spreader of Dogecoin FUD. You know that Doge is my favorite altcoin, so it would be kind of counterintuitive. But I do have some concerns still. But they're not big concerns. But they're not huge. So let's talk about those. So let's see. Everybody needs a break now and again. Thank you. I did need that break, I'll be honest. Missed you guys too. Thank you. What's up, Invu? Cedric? Yet Doge is not following Bitcoin at all. Not this time. Yeah, people should not sleep on XRP. I think XRP is really going to boom once it gets back on Coinbase and all the settlement stuff gets figured out. 59K to 70K is a matter of time. Absolutely. What's up, I Welcome back. Haven't seen you in a minute, man. John Tremblay says, does Bitcoin run this time look healthy compared to the last run? And what's up, Dorota? Missed you too. Welcome back. So, yeah, let's take a look at Bitcoin and talk about the run-up that it's made. I will say my answer is yes. It definitely looks more healthy to me. It definitely looks more healthy. The thing here is Bitcoin sat down in this territory for so long that it's okay for the bounce up to be a little bit extreme. My only concern off of this run here was that this was going to stall out and pull back and consolidate and settle a bit because this short-term portion was too extreme. Looking at the big picture, though, I was never concerned about this in regards to what was going to happen in the grand picture, in the big picture. I never thought that because this run here was a little too extreme and not touching the 200 EMAs on the 4-hour, that it was going to dump down under 30,000 and down into the 20s and 15s. I just thought there would be a pullback, and there was. But overall, this is perfectly fine. This is healthy, and this is, in my opinion, pretty docile before Bitcoin could go parabolic here. I think once Bitcoin breaks above 60, it does some kind of consolidating and makes a move up above 65, that it will go parabolic and head straight towards like the 80, 90, 100,000 range pretty quickly. So overall, this is still relatively conservative. Now, if we go to like the 4-hour time frame and we look at EMAs here and just see how it's riding the 200, it's doing okay. because it is bouncing off the 50, but just because of how extreme this move is here, I would say, I mean, you might get a couple thousand more out of it, but there needs, you got to give the indicators some time to catch up. And obviously the traders and the whales are what's driving this, but you have to keep in mind they're looking for areas of value indicated by certain levels and things on the chart for them to put the most money in at the safest spots. So if you've got investors that are still looking for an opportunity, they're not going to contribute to the buying pressure until they get the opportunity at one of these two levels, which means that since you don't have all the buying pressure that you would have if they were to have bought in, the upward movement will stall out a little bit until they feel comfortable. And that stalling out, that sideways trading, will give these indicators time to move up, catch up to the price, and then that's where they buy in, and then you get another bounce, and all these buyers buying in at the same time now causes the big move away. And then people start taking profit when they think it's getting overextended, and that just rinses and repeats over and over again. So that's why I say you need to give these time to catch up, so that the buyers that need to be contributing to the buying pressure to get us to 100K, so that they see a good buy opportunity and they help us get there. And we are a little extended here. Now we could do some more bouncing off this 50 here. We could go up like that. I wouldn't say that's completely healthy, but with enough hype, I mean, that happens pretty often. If you looked at SHIB on the way up, it was doing something like that too. So it is what it is. Sometimes it just goes like that, but the more extreme the move up, usually the quicker it pulls back and the harder it pulls back. It's not super healthy. Arad says, hey from Oklahoma City. What's going on, man? Welcome back. Good to see you. So of course, Michael Saylor, I just wanted to talk about some Twitter news. Michael Saylor, of course, is still bullish on Bitcoin. He is, you could say, a Bitcoin shill and just permanently a Bitcoin bull. I don't think anything's ever going to change that. Even if Bitcoin were to go to 5K, he'd still be bullish. So, and his stance has not changed. He's been saying a lot of positive things recently. Surprise, surprise. Plan B, on the other hand, has also been saying some positive things about the price action, where it sits, and where we were expecting it to go. So that's good. And then Bitcoin Magazine, there's actually not that much new going on. It says Canada's largest Bitcoin ETF to open a mutual fund is set to open to mutual fund investors. So that's pretty good news about 10 hours ago. It's just some more, positive catalyst. Billionaire so-and-so uses Bitcoin to hedge against inflation. A lot of chart posts and just a lot of, people on board, all aboard the Bitcoin train. And this is what gets me to the part. Hey, what's going on, Amanda? Welcome back. This is what gets me to the part where I talk about why Bitcoin's moving and Dogecoin and Cardano are not. It is all about catalysts, guys, at the end of the day. Now, we know that Dogecoin and all altcoins, let's just say we know all of cryptocurrency, if it has any tie to Bitcoin and it has anything of a, any decent market cap, so that it's worth talking about. I'm not talking about like the baby Doge or whatever in 1,000th place or something. That's extremely volatile and they're just doing their own thing, pumping and dumping. Any coin that's worth really mentioning in like the top 100 follows Bitcoin when it has nothing else to do. The extent that it follows Bitcoin, though, is to be determined. And we have seen historically that whenever the altcoins have not had a catalyst and Bitcoin has had a big catalyst and it's some kind of hype run-up, that Bitcoin usually takes off first, leaves the other guys in the dust, and then once it breaks into new territory, it gets settled in there, and then continues moving. That's when the altcoins decide to slingshot up a bit and start to play catch up. It doesn't mean that, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and all these guys are going to move one-to-one percentage gain-wise to Bitcoin all the time, especially if they were previously moving up off hype and now they're overextended and they're looking for opportunities to sell off, to consolidate, to settle down, and all that good stuff. So my point in saying that is Bitcoin has had a lot of catalysts here over the last couple weeks. All kinds of things. Legal tender in El Salvador. What was the other place? Panama talking about accepting it. The infrastructure bill not going through. Evergrande's being saved. all these price targets, all these billionaires and millionaires and these corporations investing in Bitcoin and talking about how it's the future and all this stuff, it's all directly hype for Bitcoin. Not so much good news for these altcoins. So since Bitcoin's getting all the catalysts here, it is pulling the market up a little bit overall, but at the same time, nothing crazy is really happening. And some of the coins that have been taken off like a rocket have actually been distracting from some of these normal altcoins that we'd see do some healthy movements up. So for example, Dogecoin would probably be just like Cardano is right here. So over the last 7 days, Bitcoin's actually up only 4%, less than 4%. Cardano is pretty much break even, but Dogecoin's actually down 8. Why is Dogecoin down 8? Well, it's probably because SHIB is up pretty substantially. This move on Shiba Inu, no doubt, and I know this for a fact because a lot of you in this stream right now did this as well. When you guys saw this other Dogecoin related coin moving up substantially, you shifted focus to SHIB since Dogecoin wasn't moving. Some of you even took some of your investment of Doge out or cashed out some of your Cardano or some of your other altcoins and moved it into SHIB to ride the wave up because SHIB has a catalyst. This is where a lot of the attention is right now. So SHIB is up substantially, Dogecoin's down and not moving. And then the other altcoins are basically break even. That's kind of what we're seeing here. I do expect us to still get back to Dogecoin 30 cents pretty soon. I expect us to get back to Cardano near, I'll just say near, $3 pretty soon. That could be anywhere from $2.50 to $2.75 plus. When? I think that's going to happen after we clear the 60K mark on Bitcoin and we really start making new moves. Now, I had predictions on what Dogecoin and Ethereum and all these guys were going to be at when Bitcoin was at 52 and 55 and 60K a couple months ago and even a couple weeks ago that were different than what I'm saying now. And this is why I always say I don't like to predict out very far unless it's a sure thing like Bitcoin, because the things in cryptocurrency that influence the price are always changing, and there's so many different factors that can change the price. There's too many things to consider that can drastically change the outcome. A couple weeks ago, if this move were to happen, I probably would have been 100% spot on. And we would be at like Dogecoin 35, 40, 45 even, Cardano 320, whatever. All right, but when things happen in the market, when hype starts to cool off, so the hype that we might be factoring in when we're giving a price target, when you let so much time go by that the hype cools off and then the coin cools off 5 to 10 cents, now you have to start from the bottom. You have to figure out how we're going to regenerate hype for this coin to get it to move at that same rate to hit that same price target. It's just too much to factor in. And then you have things like SHIB taking off like a rocket, taking a lot of the attention again from Dogecoin, splitting the community even more, taking a lot of money out. And then SHIB goes from 40th to 18th place while Dogecoin moves down from 8th place to 10th place. These kind of things are unpredictable. No one could predict that Robinhood announcement was going to leak last week, 3 months ago, So that's why I don't like looking out too far. And that's why I always give you the scenarios around what I predict. This is also why I said that Dogecoin is running out of time. And a lot of you guys didn't really like that statement very much, but about a month ago, or a little more, I mentioned that some of these cryptocurrencies are running out of time. Their time to shine. It is a little bit limited, and we have to keep in mind that when competition comes, it takes away from that coin that you want to be invested in. And while competition's healthy because it helps everything get better and improve over time, it is not so great when you're trying to be bullish on your coin and want to see it rocket to the moon. And now Dogecoin spotlight is getting taken by some of the other coins that are coming up. XRP is probably the main competitor one-to-one for Dogecoin on a good coin for transacting with standpoint. And though I don't think it's actually going to compete, because I think this is more corporate bank focus, whereas this is more in-store focus, this coin is about to take off some more once these settlements get finished soon. And Dogecoin's going to have basically an alternative coin to use for retail transacting. Well, you know what I mean, behind the scenes transacting. Whereas Dogecoin right now is probably the commercial and retail solution, if not Bitcoin or Litecoin or something like that. Just another player in the game, diluting the attention. Now we've got SHIB. If we're just saying what meme coin should I invest in, now SHIB is looking like the better coin to invest in than Dogecoin, stealing some of that thunder. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. It's putting Dogecoin in an unfortunate spot, and now we're going to be at the mercy of catalysts again, because Dogecoin and some of these other guys that don't have any news coming soon, that don't have any catalysts, are moving up really, really slow while the market's rallying. All right, and they could take off still, but they're going to need another announcement. So my thoughts on Dogecoin right now, it is probably going to sit somewhere between this 21 to 29 cent range until we get another catalyst for Dogecoin. One problem as well, guys, is we are on 1.14.4. Whoa, Alex with the $10, man. Thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate that. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for that donation. One thing I think about, I lost my train of thought. So Dogecoin, we're going to need catalysts. One of the problems here, we are technically on 1.14.4 Dogecoin Core. That's the version we're running. That's supposed to be the version that reduces transaction fees. If you've been keeping up on Twitter, you'll see our progress on how far along we are with people running that version, the miners running that version and all the node owners running that version. Unfortunately, we are still not at the point where the majority of people that are running mining rigs for Doge and nodes are running the latest update. So we are still sitting here on 1.14.3 paying the more expensive Dogecoin transaction fees, which means that we're also delaying our catalyst of Elon Musk accepting Dogecoin for Tesla, which means that we're probably going to be sitting at these price levels for a little bit longer. See how this chain reaction goes? Our biggest catalyst that we could have that will rocket us straight to 50 cents to $1 is going to be Elon Musk saying Tesla will accept Doge. Even if it's a short-term pump, that'll be your time to cash out or do whatever you want to do. And it is getting delayed further and further and further. So now we have to wait until, at this point, we're going to end up waiting until the next update actually forces it. Like forces the node owners to update and then forces the fee reduction. Because so far it's not looking so good. And that's just another delay. It's just another delay. Now, all of that negativity being thrown out there, Dogecoin did do pretty well today. Dogecoin was stalled out pretty hard here, but we started to see a little bit of a move up here from this 21.65 level, and now we're at 20, and this was a couple days ago. But if we just go to today, you can see we kind of kicked into gear here. We were sitting at, let's see, 22 flat, just lingering in that 22 to 21 area, and we rocketed all the way up to 23.5. So we actually had a 20%, well, depending on how you want to look at that, like a 10% move today, a 10% move up almost from 22, 21s, 22s up to about 23.5, almost 24. So it's actually pretty big. So good for Dogecoin for actually showing a little bit of movement there. And honestly, if you're looking for a time to buy some Dogecoin for the long term, this looks like a pretty stable spot right about here in this area, this 21 to like 22 zone. We're a little over that now at 23, but still. If you just take a look at the chart, you can see where's the most common area of value where we traded the most, and that's going to be right here in this zone, right in this 20 to 27 price range, and that's where we're sitting. We're sitting in the lower half of that. So I would load up, and still, if you're in Dogecoin anywhere from 20 to 25, nothing to worry about at all. If you're sitting up there towards 30, 35, 40, you just got to wait your turn, but we will get there. As long as things continue on this positive track that we've been riding, then we'll be in good shape. It's just going to take a little bit of time. We're seeing unfortunate delays. Hey, Hex. Check Hex, it's time. Did you see their documentary trailer? I did not. Yeah, doing good, doing good. Preezy, yeah, that's a good question. I saw him a couple times in the Discord group, but I'm not too sure. Let's check out Hex. Don't forget, guys, if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button. I do appreciate it. And, of course, the like button as well. Oh, wow. So this is actually pretty good, in my opinion, for Hex here, because what ended up happening is you get this massive sell-off below the EMA that makes people feel afraid, but then it rejects and it comes back and it closes above. This spot right here is probably the buy-in spot, literally right now on Hex, where you'd want to go long. Because usually when you go under support and you reject and come right back up, that usually is a sign that it's going to take off. So if I were to do TA on Hex, looking like the buy spots right now. I'll have to check out that trailer though. Anybody have any questions? Yeah, Hex. I would say now looks like if now I know there's a lot of different factors in Hex, right? It's very complicated the way it works, but from just a technical analysis standpoint, looking at the chart, if I were to look for a buy-in spot, yes, now would be a good entry, like literally now. But yeah, awesome. And yeah, if anybody's looking to get into Hex, this is probably a good spot too. Now you might want to wait a little longer, just to see how this little scenario plays out here. Does this stall out here and then, you know, the 50 close above the 100 or whatever? I would look for an entry now, see how it plays out. If it starts looking negative, cut it somewhere here, or just hold it and watch it go. ADA versus Solana short term. That's a great question, James, and that's going to depend on which one has news next. I'm pretty sure ADA does not have any more news until the Alonzo update, which is supposed to come sometime later next year. So my guess, just based on that, would be Solana, just considering that there may be an update to Solana by that time. And that would give Solana a reason to run first. But I don't know either of their roadmaps very, very well. I have to look at both of them. Thank you, Envu. Appreciate it. Just a couple days old, but it is pretty new. So there is that. My guess would be Solana. I would take a look at the roadmaps for both and just see what the time frames are. Whichever one has a catalyst coming up sooner is probably going to be the one. My guess would just be Solana. Quick TA on Solana? Yes, as you wish. Oops. All right, that's not going to work. So let's use TradingView. We're kind of in that same scenario that we are on SHIB, but the triangle's looking a little bit better. As you can see here, it's a little bit cleaner. Let's take a look at Bitcoin's chart. Well, it's a little extended here, I'm not gonna lie, but it is consolidating at support. So I mean, let's see, where do we get? We got a touch to 114. The triangle's continuing, touch here, 146. It's not looking bad. If I were to look for an entry, again, it would be, you like to see an entry right where the area of value has like formed. So basically right in this area, in between this yellow line and where the price is sitting pretty much now is where you look to start scaling in and just hope for the best. If it's considered to be overextended, this triangle will break out the bottom side. But even if it does, I feel like it would bounce off of like this 120, 115 level and not go much further than that and then do a continuation up. I think overall the right direction would be to be bullish on Solana. So I'd start scaling in here, hope it doesn't fall under this towards 130s. If it does hold, I just add on the way up, especially if we broke above 180. But if it failed, I would look to add the rest towards 120 or 115. But now looks like a nice time to start buying in. So yeah, this looks good. SHIB just got listed on 3 exchanges today, so we will see what happens as far as traffic. Did it really? Well, I will say that's interesting because SHIB, despite that happening, I mean, it had a bit of a pump here, but it was not... I don't think it was anything too crazy. Yeah. SHIB actually didn't move very much, so it looks like a bit of a buy the rumor and kind of do not much with the news here. So we'll see. That is good news, and maybe that will keep it moving up here instead of breaking to the downside, but we'll have to see. Hey, what's up, Breezy? Good call, Hex, though. Appreciate that. All right, thanks for hanging out, Skydive. All right, guys, that's actually pretty much going to wrap up our stream for the day. Sorry about that, Breezy. You got in right as we're wrapping up, but I don't want to keep you guys too long. I want to keep the streams to the point and informative and have some stuff to talk about tomorrow as it comes as well. Yes, Alex, you can now buy SHIB on Webull. Yes, you can. So that was another recent catalyst for SHIB, and it is live. In fact, they're incentivizing, like if you do referrals and stuff, they'll also give you like $5 in SHIB. How do I see ACH? Let's see. Let's take a look. ACH is sitting there at the bottom. It is in some dicey territory here. You would like to see it gaining a little bit of momentum here. It looks like it almost wants to fall out the bottom and dump a little bit. I wouldn't mind buying in here and taking a chance because we are at support regardless. You know, 6 is that level. 5.5 to 6 is the absolute floor here. I never mind buying at the floor and taking a chance, but if I think it looks a little sketchy, I just will not go all in, because just keep in mind, if you're right, putting in 25 to 50% instead of 100% of what you would have invested, it gives you the opportunity to test the waters and not expose yourself to so much risk. So if I'm right, I'll still start getting some profit, and then I can just dump the rest of my capital in on confirmation I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'll only be losing at like 25 to 50% of the rate. So I won't just lose a whole lot of money if it fails from here to here. So it's just way safer. I think 6, you know, I've always said 6 cents is where I think ACH is the best bounce spot to buy. But like I said, it is doing a whole lot of touching here. I don't really like that, but it could bounce out. Hey, appreciate that, Preezy. Yeah, exactly, Hex. Exactly. All right, y'all. I think that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you all for hanging out. Of course, subscribe if you haven't, and come ready with your questions tomorrow. We'll have a similar brief but good to the point stream, and I look forward to talking to all of you guys tomorrow in the next live stream.